definitely no one's working as an individual, like we're all working on this together.
Right now in preseason, it's about focusing on our topics, where our themes have been. What is our buildup? What have we done since day one of being here up to today? Process and the journey is long. Leadership, about culture, but about where are we striving to be, right? And strong, independent young women is a big piece to that. But also on the field, I let our seniors talk about their legacy goals, and Nikki, their team, their senior legacy goal, and it was to be in the OVC conference tournament all 4 years. Do better than we've done in the OVC conference tournament and win it. And so giving them the platform at times to do that, as well as us as coaches doing it, helps blend it together.
I mean, I think it starts with recruiting and who coach recruits. She looks a lot into people's personalities, which is good because once we get here, like as soon as the freshmen are here, we all mesh together so well from the first week that we're here. And then once we're here, they implement it in practice and our talks in the beginning of preseason, and just making sure that family is a huge part of what we do every single day. Otherwise, who are you playing for?
I think it's the key to it. It is, how do you keep a family and a team together in the midst of a season? Because there's a lot of things that will happen in the season. Accountability, we've already had some players where I've been able to walk up to an upperclassman and go, she's the same age as you. You can expect more of her. And you can tell her that, you know, and 5 plays later, she's been able to express it when needed, you know. On par, they can talk from class to class, junior class to junior class, and say, hey, you gotta recognize my run. I need this ball versus this one. And then the soccer IQ piece is big to it, but that relational piece for the team makes that conversation on the field in the moment of a training session that much more important and comfortable.
Teams I'd played on before, like the teams that were successful were willing to put in the extra work. Like I remember my travel team growing up, our coach came to us and was like, hey, like, how do you guys feel about doing an extra day of practice solely for fitness? And like everyone looked around without blinking an eye. We're like, yeah, we want to do that. Like we want to get better, we want to be the best. And like that team ended up going on and winning a national championship.
I tell players all the time, I tell recruits all the time, if you don't like to defend and you're forward, Belmont's not the right place for you. Everyone has to have that mentality, because if we are 50 yards from goal, 80 yards from goal, or 12 yards from goal, if we defend with an intensity at any of those locations, the 6 yards and the 12 yards from goal, it's closer to get a goal.
I kind of like becoming a goalkeeper was kind of like thrown into it a little bit. My freshman year of high school, I was an outside midfielder, and so I was like very used to playing with my feet, and so I think like becoming a goalkeeper, that's always been like a huge part of it as well, like maintaining my foot skill and like knowing how important that is as a goalkeeper.
Our style of play, we really kind of revamped things last spring and really wanted to get back to the grassroots of what Belmont soccer was when I first got here, and how to clean that up. And really, we want to possess with a purpose. You know, you can possess, but you want to possess with a purpose. And the ultimate goal is to create attacking opportunities and score goals. So that's the ultimate purpose. That's the ultimate goal.
We talk about this a lot with our class because we do have a big senior class, and we have so many different personalities within our class, so it's really easy for us to each lead in our own way. And it works out really well because we can each relate to girls on the team in a different way because of how different each of us are.
It's weird that like soccer is coming to an end and like this chapter is coming to an end, just because it's been such a big part of my life since, I can remember, and Belmont's been a part of that chapter too since I can remember, just like coming to games with my dad, and like my middle school basketball coach played basketball at Belmont. So I've just really grown up in a Belmont family almost, so it's crazy to see my time come to an end here, and just, I don't know, I'm not ready for it just yet.
In the end, for me, we're going to win championships. We're going to position ourselves to win every game we can, but we're not going to lose sight of these young ladies and where they're going to go beyond here. And so as coaches, we don't want to cut corners, and we're not going to ask our players, and we're not going to allow our players to cut corners. So it's the character that you have. Integrity is one of our words. What do you do when no one else is watching? That's from your summer training to training at practice, to the choices you make in the classroom, to the choices you make in life. And so for me, it's about people with integrity, people with commitment, and that's another one for us. So again, it's not just commitment on the soccer field or to the team. What are you committing to in life? You want to go into the nursing and be a nurse one day and care for people? Well, you hit a lot of our core values with that because of the heart, but the commitment to be a student athlete and balance that load. And so those are important traits for us.
I mean, the expectation is to win the OVC, ultimately. But we have to maintain a good attitude, not get angry at each other, maintain the family that we do have. Because if we lose that, I mean, it's hard to win without having a good relationship with your teammates. So the expectation is to keep a good attitude throughout the season, no matter what the results are of the games throughout the way.
Being a part of this amazing Nashville community, you take pride in wearing the Belmont uniform. I think that we have the opportunity to make statements here in Nashville by just like what we can do as a Belmont women's soccer team. But I think like making strides as a program is still very impactful.
The big thing is family, and I just want to represent us in the best way possible, being good sports, good athletes, and ultimately coming out with wins in the end.